Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to the M4J network here on OpenTTD. We start at Honningville, and we also start with a bit of an apology about last episode. Last episode was incredibly slapdash. There might be some of you that watched it and thought, I don't know what he's talking about, I really enjoyed it, but I thought it was a bit all over the place, so I do apologise for that. I've actually done a lot of prep for this episode, or at least some prep for this episode, which is more than I can say for last episode. Let me just get this up and ready as well. So what we're doing today? Well, we're going to be adding the remaining trains to form the skeleton service of the West Winds line. There are three more services that I want to add. One of which comes from GSE and two of which come from GSG. But they all run on the West Winds line. Excuse me, frog in the throat. But before we do that, there are a couple of things I want to talk to you about concerning last episode. So if I open up this is one of the trains from the last episode that we set up, and one of the things that I changed was on here. Originally I had it 99 times out of 100 it would loop, whereas now I have it to loop when it doesn't require a service. Although this doesn't make sense to me. Because it says here, jump to order 48 when requires service is true. Now that to me implies that if it needs a service, then it would jump to the next order. But I tried it with false, and it continued going down the list. So I'm not 100% sure what's happening there. I'm also not 100% sure if the timetabling is actually working properly, because it does say here, timetabling conditional orders is not recommended, timetabling full load orders is not recommended. I don't have any full load orders, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about. The speed limits here have sorted themselves out now, which is good. Although, I think some of these need to change to 105? Oh no, maybe not those ones actually. No, I think they're okay. Again, I wish there was just a button or something where I could say between these 2 points the speed limit is this. That would make life so much easier. But yeah, this I think is set up now. There are departure times and arrival times, which tells me that it should hopefully be set up. Okay, for some reason all of these have... Oh no, actually that's fine, that's fine. You can see it takes just under 2 hours to do the whole route, which sounds about right to me. Sounds about right. I'm just looking to see where this actually goes from. Oh no, there's no times here. Ah, that's because we're there. Okay. So yeah, normally it would start up here at GSE and then loop all the way back round to... no wait, it would start up here at... It's long. Drunnington and Tenfin Bridge, and then it would loop round. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that. I'm already getting into slapdash mode again. The train factory that we built up here at Honningville, this is what I wanted to show you. Because it looks a little bit different now to how it did last episode. It now looks a little bit like this. So, we've still got the sidings here, and these are still Honningville North sidings. These are just train storage areas. The actual practical side of it is all up here. So train will come out the depot, stop at one of these storage roads, and then depart. This area over here is just to make it look a bit more like a train building factory. So this section here, imagine if you will, I'm basing my design off Bombardier's factory up in Derby. Litchurch Lane, I think it is, up in Derby. And the design is I mean, it's inspired by, it's not based on, I should say that. So this would be where all the vehicle bodies are assembled and the wheel bogies are added, although that would happen a little bit further over this way, so it could be put on a track. Most of the train building factories in the UK do not build trains from scratch. What they do is they get body shells and wheel sets and motors and all that kind of thing imported. So from in case of Bombardier, most of it is imported from mainland Europe. In the case of Hitachi up in County Durham, Casado in Japan builds most of the body shells, although there is also a factory now in Italy that take care of some of it as well. And then it's all brought over here and assembled into the complete train. So that's what this is here. And that's why I've got this huge road network here as well. So body shells will be brought in by road or by rail, which is what these sidings here are for, taken to one of these storage buildings here or straight into the factory. It will be assembled into a train, which will then be carried over by a winch onto these tracks, and then the completed train will roll out. And that is something that I really like about the rail industry, actually, is every complete train in the UK drives itself under its own power out of the factory, or at least is dragged out of the factory by an external power source. But it's ready to go from the get-go. And actually, one of the I think it was the Class 66s, when they were first brought over to the UK, literally the first one that came off the boat, they lifted it off the boat via a crane onto the dockside, onto a set of rails. They started up the engine and drove it to its shed. That is rare, to say the least. That is rare that a train from the boat was able just to be started up and driven to where it needed to be. There was no running in period, there was no extensive testing, and in fact it was in service within 2 to 3 days. That's very, very impressive. So I am going to talk a little bit during this episode about new trains that are coming to the UK. I mentioned it briefly in episode 1 of this series, but I'm going to mention it again. We are going to start over here because we do need to start up some new services. That depot is the one we need, I think. Which one's the one that the trains run to? Is this one? Yeah, this one. Not sure why I didn't show up for a second. Something else which I have done is I've constructed a second engine here, which is Honningville Factory's GSG through the fast lines. So we'll be using this a little bit later on in today's episode, but first and foremost we're going to be using this one. We're going to put the last stopping service on the track. So let me scroll down, not that far, here. Let's see. I think we can get a couple of these again, like so. And you are going to be, whoops, wrong button, that one. BR blue and grey. Okay, and then you're going to copy your orders from that. And then we're going to scroll down to where is it? There, Dunborough South Fast. So again, you can see how it meanders its way through all of this, and then comes down this way, gets to Dunborough, and then this is the part where we travel via cross country, and we'll go through here, through all that. That's fine. It's 45 miles an hour through all of here, so we don't need to worry about speed limits. I have rebuilt the approaches to Flame Junction a little bit as well, in fact, so I'll talk about that briefly too. And in fact, I might swap the order around on this. Where's the service schedule? Because currently it goes into GSE and then comes back up to Flame. But I think I might actually start at Flame and go down to GSE and then come back. The reason I say I've rebuilt it is this is now double track through here. So trains that are going from GSE down through Flame onto the cross country line here, they will actually use this set of tunnels and these two platforms, and then can continue in a straight line. That makes more sense than crossing under the line here, going through here, and then crossing back over all of the lines to get to this waypoint. The reason I have kept this loop in place is so that trains that are actually connecting up, because we used to have that service that ran from Gardcity St Mark to Gardcity St Elizabeth, we're going to keep that service, and that is going to use this loop, so that it can go into this platform here and then go into the slow lines coming out of not GSE, out of Flame. But yeah, I'm tempted to. Oh, do you know what? I'm not going to. Not going to. We'll keep it as it was. So you're going to be non-stop via. Non-stop via. Now I've got to remember my speed limits. Wrong chart. Let me know in the comments section, by the way, if you guys have actually gone and checked out the speed limit charts. I have changed them a little bit over the episodes, but by the time you see them, they'll pretty much be complete. Mainly because I've noticed flaws in my own design. I do a lot of this stuff late at night, so my concentration levels aren't always at the highest. Something worth remembering when you're checking out this stuff. Alright, Flame South 1, Flame South 2, and then 3, and then 4. And then I believe it's 65 miles an hour all the way along here, through there, through there, through there, over to here. So then it's duh, 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 up and over that bridge, duh, duh, and then through the center here, and then into GSE. Okay, and then you are going to have a conditional order above to that one. Requires service is true, and then you're going to be unload, no loading. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is finish the timetabling for all of this. So don't press south there, your speed limit is 50, and then you drop to 45. I'm still not sure what this is with all these 16,000, 18,000, and it's all completely random. Like, there's no order to it, it seems. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Flame Junction to Flame South is 25 miles an hour. Is it 25 miles an hour in as well, or have I made that up? I'm looking on the wrong chart. Yeah, it's 35 into... so I've probably got that wrong for the other ones as well, but oh well. And then you're 35, 45, 55, 65. I think that's right. So was it you're 25, 35, 45, 55, 65. And then, yeah, you're just 65 still. I think there's the extra one because of when it's terminating. Although there's no bay platform, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Anyway, 55, 45, 35, 25, and 15. And then coming out, so is it your 15 as well? And then your 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, and then another 65, 55, 45, 35, 25, and then 35, and then 45. Okay. If I come back up here, so you are 2250, and then you are also 2250. Okay, and that is set up. And we'll do manual time. Actually, we'll do that some other time. We'll just keep it on auto for now. The reason I'm going to do this is so you're currently Huntingville Factory to Don't Fast. What I'm actually going to do is save the game quickly, because I know there's sometimes a bug when I'm trying to do this. So I'll wait for the game to save. I'm going to delete all of these orders here and just copy them again from this, and then rename this Honningville factory to GSE. I guess I don't need to put fast or slow because there's only one way it can be. I might take fast out of the other one as well, actually. Alright. Delete. And you are going to copy all your orders from that. And then go this, name, GSE. I'll just put fast. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to keep you pinned because we are going to need you. I'm going to go back to orders. And then here, we're going to start running the service. So this train goes via Manuel City North. And then it goes via all the waypoints. Like so. And then I believe it's an all stopper. So Warnley Market. And then Sladtown South. Through the tunnels to Sladtown North. And Meadinghall. And then, yeah. Do we stop at Flame South? Yes, we do. Is this train short enough to... Oh, yes, it is. Not a problem. Okay. And then to there. And then we go here, here, and here. You are no loading, no unloading, and you are unload, no loading. Okay, back to the timetable. So once I get into a rhythm, this will be a lot easier to do. At the moment, it's quite slow because I'm trying to get into a rhythm. I'm going to do all the stop times first. I'm sure there is a way of changing the how fast time progresses. I'm sure there is. I just haven't found it yet. If anyone knows, it might be too late by the time you leave the comment, but don't let that put you off. Please do tell me in the comments, just in case I haven't fixed it. That would be greatly appreciated. Alright, and then you're 1125 again. Flame South, 75. 75. 75. 75. I might actually take one of these waypoints off because I don't think we need it. Okay, and now the speed limits. So out of GSE, I thought I messed everything up then. 15, and then 25, and then 35, and 45, 55, and 65. And then it's 65 all the way along here. So again, this feels like a short trip, and I suppose in many ways it is a short trip. But when you actually add up how long it takes and how many different orders there are, you realise we're halfway down now and we're in the 60s. So it's about 150 orders to do all this. And yes, a lot of it is going to and from the depot. But it's still a very extensive timetable that we're running here. And every single train, including freight trains, will have a timetable similar to this. That's how ambitious I am being with this project. Probably far too ambitious, in fact. And then you're going to be 10 miles an hour in, 10 miles an hour out, and then 25 miles an hour. That's mainly for this bend here. It's quite a tight bend, so 25 is pretty realistic, I would say. 35, 45, 55, 65, and again. Okay, and then 65, 65, 65, 65, and then 55, 45, 35, 25, and the 15 is already there. So now I can set you to manual time, which is 4500. So yep, an hour apart. And according to this, we need 5 trains to run this service. I need to work on that algorithm as well, because I don't think I've got it right. So what's that? That's 5. Currently what I do, if you look on the list, I think you can see what formula I use. Essentially, I take the total time waiting, add that to the train frequency, and then divide it by 2 to get an average, and then I divide that by 1,000 to give me how many trains it thinks I need. But I think it rounds up to the nearest whole number. So in this case it was 4,860 plus 4,500 divided by 2 and then divided by 1,000, and it gave me 5. That's what I do for the stopping trains. For the express trains, actually, I mean, for the express trains I'd divide that number by 2 again, but I don't think I need to. I think I can actually leave it as is. We'll see. For now though, that's all set up and running. I will set the trains going towards the end of the episode. In the meantime, I've got to make sure I've got the right one here, although it doesn't really matter for this. I'm going to pin you up on this side, and we're going to get the 2 express services. Now, I was trying to find a fast electric train from the time period. So these trains were designed around the late 50s, early 60s. And that's what I wanted to use for the express services as well. So you can see here, 58, 60, that's also 60, and then the 315s are 1980. But their maximum speed is all 75 miles an hour. There are the 319s here. Their max speed is 100 miles an hour, but they weren't built until 1987, which is, you know, what's that, 19 years? 29 years after this train. These were withdrawn, actually, only 12 years after these were built. So, what I planned on doing instead, and I know it's a bit of a jump, but I was thinking of using HSTs, because yes, okay, they were designed in 1975, but they do get up to a top speed of 125 miles an hour. The top speed on the West Winds line is, in fact, 110 miles an hour, and that's for one small section. Oh, it gets up to 110 a couple of times, actually. Also, I've not put Sunnington on the fast lines for some reason. And I think I've got the speed too fast going in. I did also look at something like this, but again, 2000, 2000, even the Turbo Stars, which I always think of as being old trains, but they were only designed in the late 90s. So you got 98 and 99. The 158s and the 159s, potentially they can go 90 miles an hour, but again, at least the 159s were converted in the 90s. The 158s were built in 1989. Still too late. 1990 for the 158s. Hang on. Oh yeah, they're the 2-car variant. Yeah. The 156s maybe, but again 1988. 155s 1987, and again we're down to 75 miles an hour now, so it's not fast enough. And then the 125s, the 225s, Class 91s, they were built in 1990, which again I thought they were at 80s for some reason. So I think it's going to have to be the HST. I think it's going to have to be the HST. Before we do that though, I'm going to pin that, return it to its normal size, because I have just realised, looking at the speed limit charts, that there is in fact... What have we got here? So that's West Slow 3. Yeah, I've missed out. A waypoint. So I'm going to fix that. So you're going to be Mewood West Slow 4. And then here we're going to do the same. Okay. So I need to build a Mewood West Slow 4. Which is fine. Because what we will do is we will move these ones. So what are you? You're Slow 3. So we'll move Slow 3 to there and to there. And then what was Slow 3 is going to become Slow 4. So you're going to be Mewood. And again, actually, they've all got West in their name. And you've not even been renamed. Oh, you're the North Valleys one, that's why. Yeah, they've all got West, even though we're... Oh no, we are west of Mewood. Of course we are. Mewood's there. I'm thinking of Sunnington for some reason, which is down here. This has been renamed Sunnington Train Care, and as you can see, I've rebuilt it. I think I did this last episode, actually, so that's fine. So yeah, we're going to go with the HST for this service. So we're going to build the HST, and then we need to get the carriages. What are you? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to use Mark 3s with the HST. So we'll have a trailer guard first, then a couple of a couple of firsts. So actually I'm going to do this the other way around. Go to you. So the first class carriages will be at the Gardcity end of the train. We'll have a couple of firsts, then we'll have a buffet of some kind. That one, I think. And then a kitchen. And then another buffet. That kind. And then a couple of seconds. And then a guard. So that should be 8 carriages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to take that second buffet out. So you have to walk through the kitchen car to get to that one. And I'm going to put another second class. We'll move the guard one over. There we go. So we'll just double confirm that you are in BL Blue and will be for the majority of this. Right, this is going to be the longest service that we've had to make so far. And I'm very much hoping that it all works. So the first one we're going to do is an express service, and it's pretty much going to run non-stop between Gardcity and Sunnington. It is going to have one stop at Denningwell. So you are going to copy all your orders from that all the way down to there. You can see this comes all the way down to GSG, and all the timetabling and everything is done for this particular set of orders, or at least it should be. Double check to confirm. Yep, there we go. All the speed limits, everything. And again, ignore these numbers. We're not going to be going at a maximum of 22,500 miles an hour. It's a bit ridiculous that it does that. I'm not 100% sure. At least it does fix itself. That's why I'm not complaining too much about it, because it does fix itself. It's not an issue. Like, it's not a huge problem. Anyway, so you're not going to run north out of this side. You're going to run north out of this side. So, first and foremost, now I think I've got it running at 15 miles an hour into GSG. So once it hits this waypoint here, it slows down to 15. I think for the west winds it should be the same. Which might mean having to add an additional waypoint. At least for arriving. Like there. So you'll be GSG west winds arriving. And I really should have renamed all of these like up fast, down fast, that kind of thing. I'm kind of regretting not doing that, but then for the speed limit chart it makes more sense to have them under a single name. Okay, I'm prolonging the inevitable here. Let's just get on with it and do it, shall we? So you're going to go there, there, there. And then it's... What was another one there? Oh, that's where it is. Okay. So you're going to go there and there. And then there and there. And then Gloucester Fast 3. And then 4. Oh wait, Trunton Fast 1. Yep, that's right. Apologies if you heard that car go past then. And then 2. And then 3. And then 4. And then after Trunton, the next one is Habington. Which is... Wow, Little Sindhead is massive now. That's what you get when you build a metro terminus. Where's Habington? There's Habington. I think that's the reason why this game lags a lot now. It's not so much the number of trains, which is what I thought the problem was, but it's actually just how many towns and cities there are as well, and how big they all are. So I might have to go around with a bulldozer and see if I can demolish some towns that I've not built any trains to, or any buses or anything like that. Now, do I need to slow down for Flame? No. In theory, I can go straight through Flame. So have I done the Bruntborn ones yet? Yes, I have. So after that, I could just go Flame East Fast. I'm trying to limit how many orders there are, but then I do kind of want these services to be flexible as well, so if I decide to add an additional stop, I can just add it and then change some of the speed limits. So I think I am going to have to do this. You are going to go through Flame Junction, so I'm going to put some additional waypoints. Just making sure that it's all clear on the list. There we go. So I'm going to add a couple of additional waypoints. One there, one there. And you're just going to be called Flame Through. Because then if I decide that I don't want this service to go straight through anymore, I actually want it to terminate, I just have to replace Flame Through with Flame itself. like that. And then on this side, west fast 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. How many orders do we have in total? 151. But actually, this is, as I said, it's the most there's going to be. So I'm not too worried by all that. Should I be slowing down somewhere around here? Because that feels a bit... Does that line up? Not quite. If it thinks it can go that fast, then... Alright, I'm just going to do all the waypoints. Do all the waypoints, not worry. This will definitely make more sense in just a second. Alright, through 1, through 2. All the way up here to... You're the slow one, you're the fast one. And it means I haven't got to redo all the signals as well, which I suppose is a good thing. Alright, we also don't stop here. We go straight through. So again, I'm going to add a couple of waypoints. There and there. And you're just going to be 10-thing bridge through. And I'll add that to this as well. There we go. Text wrap. Okay. Do that. Add it here. Now I do just have to make sure that... Yep, okay. So what I'm going to do is reset you. You're going to share it with that one, and then you're going to be, if current order is that. What did I just close? I need to pin you so that doesn't happen again. Where did we get to? There. What was up here that I just closed? Was it the signal window? Oh, I hope it was. I might have been the waypoints thing, actually. It probably was a signal window, actually. I'm stressing too much. Okay, you and you. You're going to reset and share with you. You're the same one, like that. And you're just going to be if current order is that. Allow. Close. Cool. Back to this. Oh, this is really grinding. Feel that. Deary me. Wowzers. Right. Through here twice. Through here twice. This is where the freight trains started to struggle, if I remember rightly. That's another reason why we're introducing these speed limits, and it's also another reason why I'm really grateful that there's just an automate button on the timetable thing now, because this is painful, watching 20 passenger trains queued up behind a freight train that's going 1 mile an hour up an incline. So instead of doing like I did on the original map, which is to build some freight diversion lines, it actually makes more sense just to, I guess, have banking engines. And that's actually something I didn't show you over at the train factory again. The sidings where supplies will be delivered, I've actually built a machine shop right next to the factory so that it can accept supplies. And the reason I'm going to do that is so that, to make it look more realistic, I'm going to have metal delivered from the industrial area just to the south of Honingville up to the machine shop, so make it look like parts are being delivered to build trains. But a knock-on effect to that was the decoupling and shunting thing that I was talking about a couple of episodes ago. I've built some sidings which are part of the sidings list, or part of the sidings station I should say, directly opposite those drop-off tracks, so that if decoupling ever gets added to Joker's patch, I can actually simulate it correctly. So fingers crossed, you never know, it might work. Alright, so we are going to stop here at Denningwell. And then I think this is the part where it just starts to go uphill, downhill a little bit, around all these corners. I think, do we go at 110 miles an hour at this point? Where did we get to? Denningwell. Yeah, so this is where we're travelling at top speed, essentially. And we travel at 110 right up until Honley Market here. And then this is finally where we start to slow down. It doesn't make much sense that we're slowing down whilst travelling uphill, which is what we're going to be doing. That's that quite tight curve there actually. Through the tunnels here. And then yeah, this is where we really start slowing down for Sunnington. And this will be, let me just shut my door really quickly. There we go. I could hear someone coming upstairs. This will be where you start slowing down, you go through the tunnel, you emerge from the other side of the tunnel, and then you've got the magnificent sea views out across the waters to wherever. Alright, Mewood through. Hopefully we're going to come in under the orders limit. I think it's 256. Unless it's been extended, which I wasn't aware of. We should be okay. But that does make me slightly worried for some of the longer routes, because this is arguably one of the shortest mainline routes on the map. So we might have to do some reworking. Is there a 2 and a 1 that I'm not aware of? Or does it go the other way? Yeah, it goes the other way. Okay. So at this point, we slow right down to the 15 miles an hour, and we enter Sunnington Station. Now currently, I've got it set up to run into this train care up here. But actually, looking at it, I think it's going to be too difficult for the trains to cross over to get into this bit. So what I'm going to do instead is maybe build some new sidings down here for the faster trains, and also for the West Coast route to use as well. So I think if I level this like so, and then go into this. Now what's this one called? Oh, you're also Sunnington Train Care. Alright, we're going to change that. So we're going to build this across. 6 should be fine. Build you as a separate station. And then I'm going to make you 8 long. Actually no, yeah, 8. Because the APTs are quite long trains. So we're going to do that. And then something like this. We'll have you crossover like that. We'll have another crossover like that. And one there. And we'll have another one there, because you never know. Okay, you're going to connect up there. This is going to come down like so. And across like that. Like that. Open up this. Delete all these trains. remove all this. Alright, and then here, you're going to have you go there and there, and then this is going to come across just like that, and like that, and that should take you across and across and across. Looks good. And then this will just do this, and I'll add another one there as well just in case, and then you're going to be like that, and you're going to be like that. Okay, now I've got to make sure that this is set up. Ah, so you're where the freight trains go. Yeah, so this is the one. Don't need to worry about that. We're just going to do if next order is here, or if next order is up here, or if next order is here. Then I might do if max speed is greater than 105, then allow. Okay, and then this one, and actually just this one, and I might do this one as well, actually thinking about it. Reset, share with you, reset, share with you, like so. This one and this one, we'll remove that one. We'll again do if next order is here, remove that, or if next order is here, then if max speed is less than 105, then allow. And that should do something with these freight trains, although I'm not 100% sure. I mean, that one looks like it's going the right way now, so that's good. I think the rest of them will come down here. I think there's a turning point. Yeah, there's a piece of track there that they can use. This looks like it's all built to accommodate trains as well. So yeah, I think we're all good. The only other thing is this one, and this one is actually set up. That's good news. I've got that as greater than or equal to 115, so maybe I should do the same here, which is that and 115. Okay, and then after Sunnington, you're going to go there. I'm going to rename you Sunnington South Sidings, where no loading, no unloading, unload, no loading. Alright. Timetable. Bear with me, this might take a little time. Because at least we do it once, and then we just have to change a couple of the numbers to do it for the second type of train. So first of all, the stopping times. GSG is fine. Come down here to Denningwell. You're going to be... Just realised I've got to change one of the orders on there, and also on the one below, which we haven't done yet. Okay, so Denningwell is going to be 300, which according to this is a 4-minute stop, which sounds about right. And then Sunnington is 2250, which is half an hour. and then this is 4500, which is 1 hour, and then here 2250, which is 30 minutes again. Now for the speeds. So it's 15 out of GSG, or at least it should be. Oh no, according to this it's 20. Actually, I'm okay with 20. I think 20 is about fast enough. And then after this waypoint you go up to 30. And then 40. 50. And then, yeah, it's a gradual increase up to 100. So you are 60. Whoops. 70. 80. 90. And then 100, which takes us to Habington Fast 1. Yep. And then it's another 100. And then we drop down to 80. So 90, 80, and I'm assuming this is for the 90-degree bend. And then here it goes back up to 90 and 100 by Fladhatton Fast 1. Yep. And then it stays at 100 right the way through until Flame Fast West Fast 6. So that you're 100, 100, 100, 100. How many orders did we end up with, by the way? 234. Alright, 100. 100. 100. I mean, you get the idea. 100. And 100. And then after Flame West Fast 6, we go up to our top speed of 110. And then we drop to 100 again at the next waypoint. And again, we stay at 100 right the way through until Tenfinbridge West Fast 6. So we'll keep doing this. 100. 100. 100. 100. And so on and so forth. There we go. And then once we reach this one, we go back up to 110. And we stay there until the next waypoint, and then we drop gradually down to 60. So this must be for those tight bends. Our last one was 100, wasn't it? Oops, it is now. 90, 80, 70, and 60. And then 70, back up to 110. So 70, yep. 80, 90, 100, 110, and then stays at 110 for one, and then drops down to 80. So So what are you? You're 100. And you were 110. So yeah, 100, 90. What did I say it drops down to? 80. Yeah. And then goes back up to 90, 100, and 110. I haven't put waypoints in for station stops because I figured that the train does slow down as it enters the station anyway, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about that. So yeah, it's 110 out, and then it's 100, and this is where it slowly starts slowing down. 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 25, and 15. Into Sunnington, we'll do 10 miles an hour into the sidings, 10 miles an hour out of the sidings, and then 15, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 110. And I didn't put the stop here, which was 300, was it? Yeah. And then 110. We're nearly done with this one now. This is where it gets difficult for me though, because I've got to try and read these speed limits backwards. So it's 110, and then it drops to 100 and 90. It goes down to 80, back up to 90, back up to 100, and back up to 110, and then down to 60, 90, 80, 70, 60, and then back up from 60 to 110 to your 70, assuming that one was 60, yep, to your 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Let's check that one was right, yep. And then 100 all the way through here. All the way through all of this. In fact, when do we go back up to top speed? Okay, after B-Town through 1, which is there. So, as you might have noticed, we will be running HSTs on this service for now. We won't be running We might upgrade to Class 91s to do with the electrification project, but we won't be running the Eurostars in GNER livery on this line anymore. I'm tempted to switch them over onto the line up towards Honningville, the Gardcity Great Northern line, because then it is the Great Northeastern route. So that would make more sense. So what are we doing here? It's 100 from this point right the way through to Bruntbourne Fast 2. So if I scroll down, we should be able to, yep, we can see the end. So it's 100 all the way through Flaham. Now the second one, like I said, it should be easy. Should be easier to do because we just copy this first one, change a couple of the waypoints, and then change a few of the speed limits. Not all of them, just a few. Right, so that is 100 as well, and then Bruntbourne Fast 2, we go down to 90 and then to 80. And then back up to 90, back up to 100, and then Habington Fast 1 is also 100. Have I gone wrong somewhere? So this one should be 100. This one should be 90. This one should be 80. Alright. Yeah. And then this one should be 90. And this one should be 100. I'll keep an eye on that because I might have got it wrong. What are you? You're 100. And then here is where we start slowing down for GSG. So you're 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, and 20. And then it hits that waypoint, and then it slows down for GSG speeds. That sounds about right. Manual time, we have them running every half hour, which is 2250. Set it to automate, and close that, close that, close that, and according to this we only need 3, although I might double it to 6. What I might do, because it's currently, I might times it by 0.75, so we get 3/4 of the original value. So it's going to be 4 for each of these. 2, 3, 4. I'm then going to do one without shared orders. Pin you, move you down to here, and then we're going to do a couple of changes. So the first big change is here. Instead of going straight through Flaham, we're actually going to stop at Flaham. Same here. Instead of going through Dronnington and Tenfing Bridge, which is where? Here. We're going to stop. And then on the way back, instead of going through, I'm going to stop and Flaham, instead of going through. We're going to stop. Then if I go in the timetable, pin you for a second. You're also currently set to automate. You're not shared orders, are you? Please tell me you're not shared orders. No, good. So, manual time 2250. Okay. So the first big change is going to be here, because if we're stopping at Phenom, the speed limit drops to 50. So Fladhatton Fast 1, actually Bruntborn Fast 2. There. Your speed limit is currently 100, you're dropping to 80, 70, 60, and then 50 into Phenom with a 300 tick stop time. And then it's 50 out of Phenom, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Come down to here, again set a 300 wait time, same speeds in and out, so I'll go backwards from here first. 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90, and then coming out this way, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So that's going out, coming back. There's Denningwell still, so that's fine. There's all the Sunnington stuff, Denningwell again. And then here, 300, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and your 100. And then coming out the other way, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90, and then down to Phenom, 300, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Okay, and 2, 3, 4. Alright. That should be everything set up and ready to go. Can now close that. I'm just going to do that really quickly. I don't think we have anything. Yeah, we wouldn't have anything over here at Phenom yet. But, you know, we're starting to create connections again. Padwood, it's got quite a few passengers waiting now. I've no idea where... Oh, I think that's in Gardcity, isn't it? And so is Victoria, and so is... Yeah, they're all in Gardcity. So I'm not quite sure. Is it the metro maybe it's connecting to from GSE? Because we don't have any buses here yet. I should probably build a bus station over here somewhere. We'll have to do that. You're waiting for free path. You're waiting for free path. I hope I haven't blocked all this up. Doesn't look like I have. We should be fine. Alright, I'm going to end the episode here then, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Sorry for the long episode again. We are getting there, slowly but surely. Next episode, we are going to be redoing the buses, actually, of Gardcity, so it would make sense to have a bus station built at GSE. So yeah, until then, where was I in my end of video spiel? I'll start again. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes, and also go check out the naming suggestions list at m4jmedia.com, and you can add your own suggestions there as well. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload, and also go over to m4jmedia.com to the YouTube page and subscribe to the calendar there so you never miss an upload. Also, thank you very much for watching once again, and until next time, I will see you soon.